Hi, collectors. Here's Six Scale Mafia in a new episode. I'm Rod. This is Anthony and Shane. Our guest tonight is OneSixScaleMan 2099. Welcome, Leo.
How you doing?
Hey,
Hey, how's everybody
Um,
doing, man?
Good.
Good,
Visit and
Anthony.
subscribe to his channel, which is reaching his first 1,000 subscribers very soon.
Yeah, you close, bro.
You can find the link in the description below.
Yeah, man, it's getting there. It's a
Yeah.
hustle. It is a straight up hustle, bro. I am beat down, but
Dude,
it's a
the-
hustle.
The grind is real.
Mhm.
Like, no, it is. It is.
Definitely.
Today, we're going to be talking about a popular subject, zombies.
Oh,
But
yeah.
first, let's talk about Venom. You know, one of Anthony's favorite figures, and according to him, one of the main contenders for a figure of the year. Anthony?
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I'm definitely. I mean, like we had some pictures. I took some pictures earlier when I got him in, and like, dude, he is like super. I mean, what do you think, Lil? You think he's pretty dope? You gonna grab him?
Yeah, I mean, he's coming. I actually grabbed the I kind of strategically grabbed the second batch for this one because I knew I had like everything else that was a bit more important for me first. But nah, this piece is incredible, man. Once I get it in, I pretty much know the presence is going to carry what I want to do with it. But yeah, I mean, I know Brendan has it. You know, Ryan has it. Justin has it. So it was a couple of people that I know that, you know, got their hands on it so far. You have it, definitely.
Yeah.
So
I got him right here,
yeah.
but like, I
Yeah.
love him. I mean, he's like. It's hard to explain, but the engineering, the main thing I like about him, to tell you the honest truth, and I know it's such a weird thing to like about a figure,
Mhm.
but I love how, like, in the back of the knees here, they're already like caved in. So
Okay.
when you latch up, you're not even touching the suit. The suit itself's
Okay.
not like. Does that make sense? You know?
So
like,
it's not.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. You don't see like a bit of a bunch. up
no,
in the
there's no
back of the leg.
crunch. It's like a
Yeah.
huge divot, like right in the back of the knee. So that was the first thing I noticed right away. Just those things like that. I'm like, okay, you're innovating a little bit more. You're getting a little bit
Yeah.
better. Like, you know, engineering wise, like
Yeah.
yeah, I absolutely like. I wish we had the white, you know, the spider logo, but I know it's not. You know,
To be quite honest, I like, you know, because I talked about this before. Like, I like the simple fact that it doesn't, and the reason why is it just kind of leaves it open for, you know, so many opportunities, and then on top of that, like, you never know. Now, I guarantee you, there's going to be a second edition of this figure. Like, there's going to be another
Yeah.
one. You know, we're going to see another Venom. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy from what I see with it so far. And it seems and looks to be like almost movie accurate. So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, took them long enough, but they finally released it. So yeah, just the way it is right now I'm happy with. You know?
yeah, and you know, and I was thinking the same thing. Like, I think me and Shane were talking about it, right? Like, maybe they'll do a concept art series. You know, kind of like how we had the comic or like concept Cap and concept 47. I don't know, you know, but that would be cool if it was like a Venom concept movie, but with the logo.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a thing, or even, you know, with the announcement of the new SpiderMan game, you know, they were cranking out all the video game Spider-Man, so maybe we'll get a, you know, that video game comic style Venom. Either way, I of course, and then the Venom sequel. So
Yeah.
here's hoping. But for first actual Venom, yeah,
I don't know, like
It's
they
awesome.
Hot Toys, you know, they kind of stalled on, you know, their concepts. Like, they had like so much momentum with it, and it was an opportunity to kind of go around and, you know, just play with different characters and stuff like that. You know, I mean, if you're, you know, putting your hands in so many re-releases, you know, if you think that that's the only way for you to, you know, gain revenue, I mean, it's perfect opportunity for you to, you know, take advantage of the concepts that you've started. You know what I mean? And just go around and I mean, you can give us a comic concept of Strange. That would have been easy. That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
That would have sold.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many different things and avenues you could take with these particular characters, and cash out on that. But, you know, they're just so stuck on. I mean, it seems like you would actually think that they were actually, even right now, like, with the, the original suit Spider-Man that's actually going to be released soon. That was, pretty much a concept, but it's not. That's just straight out the game itself. So with these, movie replicas, you could take advantage of that. And I just, don't see why they haven't so far. So
yeah, it's weird. I don't know what the history is gonna or the future is gonna show for us, man. I mean, we have when they showed the comic series, Iron Man, with the the whole plastic thing, but you know what I mean. Like they're introducing this comic line, so I'm like, okay, what are we gonna get more comic stuff? Are we just gonna cycle the same kind of reissue Iron Mans? That's what I'm thinking. Like, let's get some more innovation out there and just every market that wants those. I mean, I think so. Like, if they did all comic book series, I would probably get rid of most of my movie Hot Toys. Like, just me personally. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, like a Doctor Strange comic version.
Yeah, comic concept, that'd have been crazy. You know what I mean? Because you're taking advantage of something or an opportunity to really expand on something that could work. I mean, and I'm pretty sure like everybody, when they did the comic concept Cap, Iron Man, they also did a comic concept Wonder Woman that was there for a while. So I just think there's an opportunity to definitely kind of like dive into something like that. So
yeah, I think Shane, do you have the comic one, Shane? I don't remember the comic Wonder Woman. The concept?
I have concept Wonder Woman, and I've got concept Iron Man.
Yeah, I think most of us probably have the concept Iron Man.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, I like them. I enjoy them. I want to get that Cap one still.
Yeah, the Cap one's crazy. I have
the Cap one's good.
That was probably one of the first Caps that I got. Was that one? Because I was really sort of selective about it, and I like the that it looks like a black stealthy type suit.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of presence in the cabinet for real.
The
like it's really decent. Yeah, the concept one.
Yeah. It's one of the few that actually still have it.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I think the body it's perfect. I think it's comparing the other captain is like on spot.
Yeah.
I agree. The first one I had actually, first Captain America I bought was concept Cap. And that's been, I was waiting. I was just seeing. Well, the thing too is I missed what I really wanted was the rescue Cap from the first movie. And then
Will Fox.
That's
my guy, man. Shout out to Will. Get better, bro. He got his second COVID shot, so he's reeling from that. So man, get better, bro.
Well, the rescue Cap was awesome, but I missed it, and I didn't want to like.
Which one is which one? Sorry,
that's the one where he's wearing his jacket and he's got the regular shield and the helmet.
I have that one,
Yeah, see, I really wanted that one, and maybe one day I'll grab it. But then I just kept waiting, and then when I saw the concept, that was after the D23 Endgame one, and I was looking at it, I'm like, this looks almost the same. Like they're getting kind of where they want to be, I think, with Cap. And then with Endgame Cap, when you compare the two, if you compare concept and Endgame Cap, they're like pretty much identical. There's not, you know what I mean? There's not much difference other than the outfit. So, and then of course I've got Endgame. So they're good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you got to pick. And with me with Cap is almost the same with Iron Man.
Yeah.
It's like, if I dip in, I don't want to like really go in because I've seen it and it looks great. The people I have seen who have like, 10, Iron Man or 10 Captain America. I mean, it looks great, but it's just for me, I'm like, I want to pick like one, maybe two that I really, really like.
Yeah, true.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Rescue's up there. Yeah, I was wanting to get her, but I haven't gotten to her yet.
She's an amazing figure, bro. You need to get your hands on that one. Like literally.
It's awesome, but the jacket does have issues.
Say that again, Rod. I didn't hear you.
The figure itself, it's awesome. Don't get me wrong; it's never going to be sold, but the jacket does have issues. as it happens with anything leathery like in
Yeah,
Hot Toy.
that.
Yeah, I'd
bomber.
imagine. A lot of the older, surprisingly, my Red Skull's holding up like perfect.
Oh, nice.
I have no problems with his jacket. His trench coat. Not everything's fine. I guess it just depends on where you put it or how you take care of them. But
Right.
I haven't had any issues with them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, rescue cat. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, what about this? What are you guys thinking about the early announcement of Marty?
It looks nice.
Are you picking them up? You guys gonna grab them or?
I don't have anywhere to put them.
Yeah, I don't see. The thing is, and so I'm probably have be unpopular with this one, but
Hey, no.
I love the movies. I'm not a fan of the figures. The reason why is because it's not an IP that I gravitate to. You know what I mean? Like, I love the films. I love the films for the nostalgia, but not enough to say that I want to get the figures and have them in my collection. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Good.
It's just not something that, I stick towards Marvel. I stick towards, Star Wars, DC. There might be, some off, brand, options that I'll pick up like Hellboy and Alita, because they're unique. But this, I was never, as far as, getting the figures from that film, it wasn't something that they look great. And I'm not taking it away from the simple fact that they look great. Both the figures look great. All the accessories that come with Doc, you know what I mean? Like it's worth it, but not really for me, so.
Yeah, I think
No,
I'm
I feel
that one.
I feel that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll probably be a little bit unpopular too. I had the first one. I actually sold it. Like you said, it's just I love the movies, and unfortunately, it's not something like, for example, that I can say is like Yondu. For example, Yondu is a figure that I would get just for the head sculpt, because it's so lifelike.
It really is.
And if you look at Marty, for example, it looks to me a little bit of a generic version of Marty for the head sculpt. I would give it like a 6.
Yeah, I would say it's something a little different about it. I don't know what it is just yet. When I look at the old one to this one.
But it's not only that. So, for example, they did the dog, Einstein, but they didn't go out of the way to actually do the dog, how the dog was. So it's actually a different dog.
Yeah, they did Einstein.
So
Yeah. And see, here's the thing is like, all right, so not just to slightly veer from topic a little bit, but here's my thing. Like Einstein, Grogu, Captain Marvel's cat Goose. These they're animals. Like, why can't you focus a lot on making those slightly more realistic than what we get with them? Because Einstein looks like a piece of plastic to me when I look at it.
Yeah, it really looks like a
same
toy.
thing as, it really looks like a toy. Like if you
Just like that.
not
You
even-
know? Just
Yeah.
kinda like a little, yeah.
if you
not even
add
a
some
3D.
fur or something like that, it would just look a bit better to me. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
just make it like more like realistic. You know what I mean? Give it like a realistic value. Like I said, for those who want it, I would say like that would probably be one thing that I would like speak out against. Speak out and say, look,
Yeah.
these are some things you can actually do to make it look better. So
No, I agree. I do, because I ordered them. Like the thing is I like back. Well, I think we all probably do. We grew up with it, but when I was looking back, I don't know if I'm getting burnt. Like I've always been into comics, always been into Star Wars, right? So you would think this is great. Like we're getting all of this now, whether it's old Star Wars, Mandalorian, the MCU stuff, the shows. But I'm feeling a little fatigued, to be honest. Like, just it's constantly Marvel, Star Wars, Marvel, Star Wars. And while that's great,
Why Marvel? Just keep Star Wars.
well, yeah, right.
Marvel?
And it's good. It's just then all of a sudden they're like, hey, here's some Back to the Future. So it's like super refreshing to me. So
and that's the thing. Like it is refreshing that they're stepping into different IPs. This just happens to be an IP that I want to strictly see on film. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
I don't really need to have the figure in my collection. It's not something that I necessarily say that I want, that I'm going to need. But that's not, for everybody else that wants it. I mean, yeah, if you get it, it would be an investment. It's just that for me, it just doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not something that, you know what I mean? Because it's like when I look at it like spacing, I'm not going to just buy it just because. If I did it, it would just be because everyone else is actually getting it, not because I want it, in general. When I see Venom, I want Venom because I'm a Spider-Man fan.
Yes, exactly.
If I see anything from, Star Wars or, I want it because I'm a Star Wars fan. Like I'll say just about anything they release Star Wars related, I'll get because I gravitate to that IP more than, anything else. But I to say that I would actually get this, like for instance, I even passed up on, when they released, the Matrix Neo. As much as I love the Matrix, I passed up on that figure because I was like, I don't necessarily need it. It doesn't really go, what I mean? So I love these IPs. It's just that I don't need them in my collection. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not going to just buy it just to review it and persuade everybody to get it because if I don't like it, if it doesn't speak for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, then it's hard to be like, hey.
Yeah, like it's just I'd probably do it a disservice because I'm buying something just to sell it when I shouldn't have bought it in the first place. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
I agree 100%.
So I totally agree with you. Yeah.
I think I just gravitate specifically there because I really liked all the 80s stuff growing up.
That's the thing,
Like
but you like it, it's.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Everybody, there's some things what's different strokes, man.
Yeah.
We all have our feels, and it's just that, like, cause I missed like the Terminator, RoboCop, Aliens,
Got it.
I would love all of that stuff. So then Back to the Future kind of throws it in there with me too. I'd have a whole 80s kind of, because I get that a lot of these are hard, like you said. It just doesn't, you like it, but is it really worth just having? And then it's by itself, so
yeah,
it's hard. Like John Wick's cool. I love John Wick movies, but I passed.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't buy them.
Don't get me wrong. For example, I do have an area just for movies, which is my wife's, but still, an area for the movies figures that we have. It would fit there, which is where the other figure had before.
Mm-hmm.
My problem is that. So, for example, just getting back a little bit, when I said about Yondu and how good that head sculpt is, if this head sculpt was that good, I would totally get it. You know what I'm saying? Because then it would be like so lifelike that I would get it, which would create a future problem because I would need to actually prepare a space to get the DeLorean, because Marty without the DeLorean for me just kind of doesn't make sense. And then the deal breaker for me was, like Leo said, the Einstein. I mean, I understand doing it a cheaper version for the animal. I understand. Don't agree, but I understand. But come on, can't you actually get the right breed? I mean, why didn't you use like a Hotweiler? Just if you're just putting any dog there, it just makes no freaking sense.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree with both you and Leo there. That I think that the animals are just they're cheap. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
They don't spend a lot of time in it.
And that's my thing, is like you the investment is just to kind of make sure that the piece, if you're gonna put the money into it, especially if you're doing a reissue, like that Einstein himself was pretty much a standalone character himself. You know what I mean? Like, just as important as Marty and Doc. You know what I mean? Like, just for what the character, what the dog, was. But I just think that again, like, give it more presence instead of just a hunk of plastic, that you can't really. And I'm not saying, I mean, just, I don't know, especially if you want to, and it's like I said, I know it's nitpicky, and I don't want to be that person that, everybody's like, where everybody, no, it's just basically saying, like, it isn't as realistic, and that's why I sometimes don't even use them, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's there.
No, I agree.
It's like a prop piece.
Yeah, well, I mean, even like Ray, like Rise of Skywalker Ray. I mean, the Porgs even look better. And they're not even. So
right.
They do.
They do. I'm like, wow, these actually. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but I was like, yeah, they look pretty good. They're detailed enough.
The worst part of thinking is that the Porgs actually look better than Einstein.
Yeah.
That's what's worse, you know.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is too is that, and a lot of us have this reverence, I think, for hot toys because we're collectors. So we think at times you don't want to be like, hey, they can do no wrong, even though there's a lot of hate, you know, and a lot of forums and, you know, posts and whatnots. But you want everything to be like, you expect it to be amazing. But they're a company of people just like us, you know. So it's not always gonna be perfect, but it's okay, I think, to just, you know, speak on it. You know, if you're like, no, I don't like this. This is, if I'm putting this kind of money in, and you're claiming, okay, here's this accessory, the animal, for example. Let's put some effort into that because we're putting the money into it.
Or just don't put or just don't put the freaking animal.
Yeah.
You don't have to put the animal. If you can't afford it or if you can't put enough effort into it, just don't put the dog on it. You know what I mean?
True.
Anyway, just moving on. What about the doctor the Doc Brown with the amount of accessories? Just nuts, huh?
Oh,
Yeah, he is. He is.
Definitely worth it.
I mean, my hope. Here's my hope that, you know, just as far as this goes with all the Back to the Futures, that we get another DeLorean. So I guess I'm gambling on this one because I don't want to go back and try to buy the old one. But I'm thinking, okay, you're putting these out. Please, let's get another DeLorean. I don't care if it's part 1 or part 2. You know, or if you guys really want to go crazy, give us part 3 and give us the train.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that too. Either way, you know.
Yeah, the problem is that's going to be like a huge thing. Like you're going to put the bikes into shame in size wise is like huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you need literally a space, like not in a detail, for example, because it won't fit.
Yeah, you're
So
gonna need
you
like a
have
large cabinet or
area for
countertop.
it. And
See,
that creates a problem.
Yeah, I when it came to vehicles, there's only 2 so far that I'm getting my hands on. One is the the Tumbler because I didn't get it the first time, and I have a space for it. And the other one is Jazz Inc.'s Ray Speeder. So those are the only 2 and it's mainly because again it's spacing. I mean, I learned that with the Jazz Inc. Vulture. That thing is huge. And you can't.
Right, what is it, like 4 feet wingspan?
Bro, wingspan is 4 feet across, and you
I
can't.
don't even know where I'm gonna put him. I have my Falcon, and he's huge as is.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I can't imagine that. I'm like, where are you gonna put it?
Yeah,
It's like the Millennium Falcon. I would love to have one 6 scale, but that would be like a living room. It's just unfeasible. You know what I mean?
Buy 2 trains.
I would love it, but unless you actually live in a museum where you actually have a space for that, it's just not feasible.
Yeah, it's not.
No, well, space is the #1, I think, enemy of collectors.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
is.
you'd say the money, but we're already in it. We're already collecting, so we just that's something you juggle with, and you
And it's
try to
something
budget.
and you can't just buy like 4 square feet. You just you need a space.
Yeah,
So, for
space
example,
is killer.
My Rancor that I bought from Sideshow was the biggest statue that I have, and my wife said, "What is that?" And then I said, "Oh, it's the Rancor." She literally looked at it, and it came in two different boxes,
Yeah.
huge boxes.
Yeah.
And she's like, "That's not gonna stay in the house."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah,
But yeah-
it's really that's the thing is like you got to look at spacing, but I mean at the same time it doesn't always have to fit in a cabinet. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really, you could you can actually create. So what I did and the idea that I kind of came up with because I had Modular Cases, but if you can't really afford to get, okay, here's a secret. I'm gonna cut you in a little secret. Okay,
Yes.
so. This is what I did. I went to Michael's because I always go to Michael's. Michael's, you better start sponsoring soon, seriously. But I went to Michael's, and what I did, and I'm gonna tell you, this is a little secret for everybody out there because I like I said, I like to share things, and I tell you what you do. You can actually purchase canvases, regular canvases, right? You get just purchase some canvas, and you can actually make yourself not only just an art box, but you can actually create spacing for it where it's big enough. So what I did was I got construction paper, I got canvases, and I ordered LED lights. So when you basically look at some of my photos, previews, unboxing, stuff like that, I have it. Though that is created, it's a box that I created using 5 4-sided canvases with black construction paper, and you get LED lights. You can put them in a box. You create it yourself, and you can create it big enough to fit figures in, vehicles. If you want to create a scene, you can just do it that way, and it's cheaper. If you get a couple of those and create them, you can fit them in certain spaces, and it's big enough for you. You know what I mean? So just think about doing stuff like that. Like when people talk about displays and buying displays and purchasing module cases or traveling to find DTOF, stuff like that. Just basically just create your own. You know what I mean? Create your own, display box. And you can just place it in big enough to fit your, and the thing is, if you go to Michael's, the canvases are huge. They're extremely huge. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you can buy big enough canvases, get you some construction paper, no matter what color you want to create your own background. You can even actually create 6 scale, that would actually fit or, really give your 6 scale figures presence. You can even actually just, create the scenes, get those printed scenes, post them in the boxes to give it background, stuff like that. You can do that, and it's honestly, it's a lot cheaper than buying display cases and stuff like that, to be quite honest. So it's just something to really think about. So if you're like a vehicle collector, if you get the Tumbler, if you like the Batmobile, if you like the Millennium Falcon cockpit, stuff like that, just think about outside the DTOF other ways that you can actually display them, and actually there's cheap ways to do it, to be quite honest. So just to let you know.
No, yeah, I definitely like what I like in my living room. I built the, I just got the garage shelves, and I bought some acrylic, like white acrylic for the back. I think you guys have seen it. I just kind of built my own. Because I was like, DTOFs are great. I mean, mostly if we have them, if you can get them, you have them. But
yeah, like
I wanted that 3 feet wide. So that's like my scout bike's in there, perfect. Like with all my troopers, like.
Right.
So it's, you can it's not all, because I see that happen all the time. People are always asking, hey, how can I, is there something that I can buy? Like who sells this or that? And it's like, well, not a lot. Some of it's super expensive. When you see those really big glass ones, they're, over $1,000, or you go into the, Modular Case range, which are also great, right. But, and then the simple answer is, like you said, is just build it. I mean, you can build some stuff pretty cheap and have it look amazing, and no one will know. But people are like, "Where did you get that?" I was like, "Well, we just made it. Like, just do some research or get some tips." And I agree, 100%. Because it is like if you're getting in those vehicles, what are you gonna do?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, and like, oh, Master Bilbo, sorry about that, bro. Sorry about that, man. But like, even like I said, I mean, he brings up an interesting point. Like, buying, module cases, you do, I had to, when I got the first, me and Brendan, we had actually purchased a few, and this was earlier on, right before, at the beginning of COVID, the COVID lockdown, and it took a year to get them. You know what I mean? It took, because when you buy them, it takes almost a year to get them created and then to actually get them sent over. You know what I mean? So you're waiting for some time. Like, it's just better to kind of plan it out, at a certain time. So yeah. But it again is ways to actually create your own, if you buy canvases, you can even actually buy art boxes. There's ways to buy art boxes that make it look just as well. And they're cheap. You just got to look, you know what I mean? You just got to look at ways that, would be kind of beneficial. So I would say that.
Yeah, you just be a little crafty, try to be a little creative. If you don't have a lot of creativity, then there's plenty of, there's groups.
Yeah, forums. See, I'm even buying like I bought like this sandy gray construction paper because I'm going to try to recreate Shane's beard. So I figured if I did that and just stuck it there, it would give it some length and nobody would be able to tell. You got to be crafty, you know what I mean?
Did you know I was using construction paper?
Right. Right.
Well, God, yeah, that was good. Kidding aside too, I mean, like Shane, all your stuff is basically built.
Oh, all my shelves and all that stuff's all built. Everywhere. The whole thing, all the way around.
See.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like when you think about it, you're especially you can design it the way you want to, bro.
Right.
Yeah, and your
biggest
display
thing.
is unique, and not to
Yeah.
discredit anything else, because I mean, yeah, you can see hundreds of posts of DTOFs or dozens of posts of Modular Cases, and they all look great, and everybody has their own style with it. But then when you look at something like that, like Shane, you're like, oh, that's totally 100% unique.
Yeah.
You designed it how you want it. You mix your
Right.
all your different collectibles, and it really stands out.
Yeah, it's IKEA's fault. They wanted to charge me $230 for shipping for one DTOF. So I was like, never mind.
Yeah.
I'll figure that out.
I have to drive. I literally have to drive from IKEA. The closest IKEA for me is about an hour 45 minutes away. So I have to drive like almost an hour 45 minutes just to get the
close.
Yeah.
Mine is 24 hours away, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm 5.5.
New Zealand doesn't have any IKEA, so.
Mine's 20 minutes away, so you guys probably hate me for that. But the thing is, though, and I would hate it for you guys because they showed up, on IKEA's website, my store. I looked right at my store. It says in stock. I drive down there. They don't have any DTOF.
All the 20 minutes? You drive there all the 20 minutes there?
I know. Can you believe it?
Really? Oh no!
Yeah.
But see, imagine that. Imagine if you guys had to drive, 2 hours there. Well, the website says this is our store. We have them in stock, and then you get there, and they're like, "No, I'm sorry, we actually don't have them.
We don't have them in stock." Like
I can see, because she's like, I can see that we show that we have them, but we don't. I'm like, okay,
mistake on inventory. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, and then
for example, the only reason I was able to actually put my collection in the living room was that my wife said, "Oh, we need to do something made to order," so we made everything to order in acrylic. That's the only reason I was able to actually spread the collection around, because everything made to order just looked better,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you got? You got Phasma over there?
Yeah, well, see, what I've been on is this little project when I'm actually kind of reposing everything in the shelves, like, the stuff that you might have had posed up for like a couple of years and you just kind of forgot about. So you're just going back and just relooking at certain things. It's like as we grow, as our minds, kind of evolve, you start thinking about different things. You might pose certain figures up a certain way. You're just like, oh, let me go back and fix other ones and kind of do it that way. So yeah, so I'm just going back and just reposing a couple of things, and I don't care what anybody says. Like seriously, Phasma was one of my favorite figures. Like literally, it doesn't, mind you, you can only get museum poses out of this figure. That fat suit you can't do too much with, but the presence of that figure alone is incredible.
Right, you want to chime in there, Shane? Oh, Shane looks like he's got something to say.
I took the fat suit out of mine. I still got mine up there too, but
yeah, you took it out.
The Troopers and Phasma, I took the fat suit out, and they posed really nice after that.
Oh, really? After you take the fat suit out? See, that's what I'm gonna probably do. I just got lazy, man. I was like, you know what?
I know what you mean. And
then the thing is, I'm scared to do it because, like, I already had like the padding that was on so one of a piece of armor that's actually on the Velcro, it broke off. So I had to glue the Velcro back in the knee pad. That's what I was just doing just now. I had to glue it back in just so it stays. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened to her COD piece that on mine. The Velcro came loose from the armor itself.
I think I would destroy anything that I try to do thing like that. Oh, take the fat suit. Are you crazy? I barely pose it.
I think
you mostly museum pose.
Yeah,
like all your stuff. I try to get some dynamic, even though like behind me is mostly. Well, they're kind of, but
there's a 501st.
That's your 501st?
It's one of them.
Wow.
Digging the 501st posing from layout, it's looking good. The 501st with Anakin behind you.
Well, me?
Yeah, that's looking good.
Yeah, I kind of like so I wanted to do something different and not have, just them. The thing is, it's like if you do like just the standard walk, you
need 20, right? You need 20. Otherwise, it's just
like you do. So if you only have a few, I mean, listen, I'm not everybody is Ryan. You know what I mean? Like he army builds, and the other guy that we actually saw, like, you know, they're on a whole different level, and it'll take me a while. And the thing is, but I like it because if I decided to get, you know, just a piece at a time and just keep getting and getting, then it would look better. But then it's spacing, and I don't want to have. The thing is, my module cases are there for a specific reason, and there are certain figures, certain things that I want to put in them. I don't want to have too much space, so it'll take me some time, but I'll get there. So I was like, while I have the few that I do have, I'll just pose them up a certain way and make it look unique. So yeah, that's it.
Good. I dig it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro.
No, I love it. I you know, and I thought, you know, you got it though, bro. I'm gonna tell you, because I was thinking about doing kind of what you were doing too, but you have a lot of DTOFs. I know you know, and I see it, and I'm like, man, would that look cool? I'm like, yeah,
what
maybe.
is it? Let me
see yours.
Look how far it goes down, bro.
Jesus.
Look how
I told you.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Bro, it goes the whole way down, and then it goes the whole way on the other side. Like,
really?
So there's a lot of details, bro. Trust me.
Did you do like a collection video or something?
Yeah, I did.
He did.
I did.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go into our channel and just check it out because this looks awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of details, bro. Like, and the thing is, it's like, here's the thing. People, they compare, like, I know there's a lot of people, I know Brendan, if he was watching this, he'd probably disagree with me, but a lot of people gear towards module cases. That's fine. And that's cool. I have a few. Am I planning on getting more? No, not right now. Because the thing is, for what I want, I'm one person that doesn't like to just have a whole bunch of figures bunched in museum poses. I like to create scenes. I need to create scenes because it just looks jumbled to me. If I'm going to have a whole bunch of figures and they're going to be doing something, you know what I mean? I need to have them a certain way. So I don't want to have a DTOF just having, because if I'm going to have a DTOF, you best believe, I mean, not a DTOF, but a module case, because you got to see the way I have it. I'm going to do a video on them because I have a full out battle over there, straight up. Like, that's just the way I do. It's not.
You're the man. You're the man. Because for me, it should be like that too. But the thing is, I can post for shit. So,
bro, you be surprised at what you could do, man.
Come on, I started posing and I was like, oh no, this is so weird. And then I end up with like museum posts at the end again. All of them.
No, that's good too. But I'm with you there too, because growing up, that's what I did. You know, with the smaller ones and the GI Joes or Ninja Turtles or whatever. When you make these cool battle scenes,
exactly.
Like,
you want to recreate, and it looks crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, and if you think about it, like, especially if you're a comic book collector and you've always wanted to kind of mimic certain scenes that you've seen in these books, like how many times have you actually, because if you're an illustrator, if you've drawn, you want to recreate certain things on a piece of paper. If you had figures, you wanted to do it. If you've been collecting for years and you just see that, it's like, what do you say? All your details side by side are longer than my house. It's crazy. He's crazy. Now this is, like I said, keep in mind, this is down. I'm down in my basement area because it's my office. Everything is down here and it's huge. Like, it's a big space. I was blessed to have as much space as I do have down here to do what I want. Will it be upstairs? Nah, my fiance ain't having that. Yeah, I mean, she's not. She doesn't want me taking up too much space. So.
That's cool. I'd be like, yeah,
leave the room.
Fair enough.
Right. No, I get it. Like, I'd kill for that. That's a huge space, man. You're like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, bro. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, comic, if you were a comic collector, you want to recreate certain things. That's pretty much collecting comics, reading comics is how I learned how to pose. And that's just straight up. Like, that's how I learned how to pose. Me too.
Because you grow up reading that, and you grow up seeing all this. What attracted me is the art. You know, originally when I was a kid, you're like, wow, look at that cover, and then you flip through, and you're like, wow, like I want to do that, or let me play with my toys this way and see if I can, those old, you're like, no, I'm gonna break it. Like, there's no way. And then you aspire to that. It's like
incredibly funny. He's a correction. Your office is bigger than me. Silly, man. Stop. Stop, man.
That's great. It
correction,
is.
Your DTOF is bigger than my house. Okay.
But I agree with you. Like, if I had a module case or something, that's what I would do. Like, what I'm thinking, probably next year when it happens, I was already thinking with my original shore trooper that I was going to get the squad leader and 2 grunts and maybe a couple regular troopers that I already have, and then have them all in this battle. Like, the original shore trooper, we're going to give him the binoculars, like he's, looking out, and then you could create this scene, and they're coming, and then maybe have like, some of my Rogue One figures there and just kind of create this diorama piece, like That's what I mean. Like a bat, you want to, like for me, I want to do that. I don't want to just museum it or, yeah, there you go. You've got some over there.
Yeah.
All those boxes are full.
Yo, can I say though, like, how dope is it like for us to sit here and have a space to have a conversation about collecting and the thing is people don't realize that it's not just for us, it's an art form. It's not just collecting and not just a bunch of grown men playing with toys. It's a stress reliever, number one. It's art. It's something that you love. Everybody in the channel, if you've ever been told that, you're the grown man collecting, whatever, just be like, so what? Okay, cool. I take that. Yep. I'm not on these streets doing something illegal. I'm not seriously, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a presence.
Some of us have been there, man.
Exactly. I mean, like straight up. It's a stress reliever, bro. Like, this is something that you love. Do it, man. Like I say that right off the back. Like, and then don't be ashamed of it, no matter how old you are.
Never,
like,
yeah.
Just don't be ashamed. If people see it up on your page and think you're weird, I'm not weird. I'm just different. You're the one who's regular. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just the way it is. So it's just cool for us to have these conversations about stuff that we love and anticipate. And then the thing is, it's crazy because I was telling my fiance this before. I'm like, yo, the weather's changing. It's getting cooler where I'm at right now. Holiday season is always better for collecting anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels good. So, and then we can have these conversations. So that's crazy. That's dope.
Well,
that's a little off topic, but I just want to.
No, you know what? You're absolutely right though, because a lot of us we're right around that same age, and I know you guys know. At least it was and growing up for me, man. Like, as I grew up in Chicago, I grew up in South Side Chicago, and I was into Star Wars. I was into X-Men, huge. I mean, all my tats are X-Men that I drew. Just had my buddy ink them up. Like, but the thing is, back then they're like, well, what do you like that stuff for? Nerd. It's like you had it. You felt like kind of a little bit of an outcast then, and. Because everybody else is like either into sports. Well, I don't even, whatever. But just the point is we had that kind of that stigma attached to it where you're like, oh, this is some dorky stuff, man. Like, I don't want to talk to you. And now, I don't know how I feel about it. That's what I was telling these guys before. Like, now it's so blown up in mainstream now. I'm like, is it good? Is it bad? I'm taking the good with the bad is what I'm trying to do. Be like, it's great that it's having this exposure. We're getting all these movies. Like, this is stuff, we dreamed of when we were kids. Now we're seeing it on screen, good or bad. At least we can go and be like, wow, there's 25 Marvel movies now.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
what?
Exactly.
What about 1990 Captain America? Remember that?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, like
1990 Cap. I'll take it back further. I remember 1980s Cap. Like straight up the 80s television show when he was on a bike that came out the back of a van and he had a helmet.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that I remember that. I remember like the 1980s SpiderMan, who you can actually see the wires when he was crawling up the wall and stuff like that. But it was nostalgia. And can't forget 1980s, like late 70s, early 80s Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. You know what I mean? So all that was nostalgia, and it was good story writing. So it's crazy.
Yo, that Prime 1, just a little segue, but
I know, right?
I seen that. It was like
funny, right? Because if you go back in time, right, and if you think about it, we're actually collecting statues, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Collecting statues is something that started like in freaking ancient Greece,
Right.
And then politicians, they all collect statues,
Statues, exactly, bro, and line them up.
Go ahead.
This is art, especially when you look at like a high level qualities. Not, of course, I'm just look at Chain and then at Grievous. Not that. I'm talking about.
Not Grievous.
I literally just look at the corner.
Link in the description. How about that? We'll hit that.
Yeah, they got all my parts shipping out already. The new arms, new joints. I believe it's the joints, but all my new parts.
They're shipping out rounds. They're now. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a statue and a puzzle. And a statue and a puzzle. Anyway, so
you're right though, Rod. I mean, like in general, like going back to ancient times, and a lot of people don't understand that. Luke Skywalker, to me, I mean, this is mythology. This is what it was back then too. You have stories being told and repeated over and over, and then people like revered and looked into these stories and looked. I mean, I don't think there's any difference. If I'm collecting, this is modern day mythology to me. So yeah, if anybody's like, oh, what do you? you're an older guy collecting toys or something. It's like you just blow that out. Man.
The first question is, why don't you collect it? Why don't you collect things you love?
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, so head away into zombies. What the hell are the zombies coming over? What are those?
Oh, well, are you talking about this?
Yeah.
Dude, okay, here's the thing. Like, I'm a zombies fan. I got every Marvel Zombies. I had the entire Walking Dead run, sold it, but whatever, it was time to sell. I've always been a fan, but the Marvel Zombies, to me, I always loved. And I haven't watched it yet, and I don't know if anybody has in the channel, so I'm not going to say anything, but
What you mean, this last episode?
Yeah, the last episode I've been wanting to watch it. I was like, all right, it's finally here. It's finally here.
You haven't watched it yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, watch it.
I'm going to this weekend.
Yeah,
100%. So I was like,
I'm sorry. I'm the only ignorant that here. And then, so is that like a comic thing? Is that
so what it is What If? So What
Okay.
If basically released, and mind you, these are books. These are books. They've actually had a run, and they're actually popular IP. It's a popular
I
IP.
loved What Ifs.
But yeah, it's What If's take on without really spoiling too much. It's What If take on zombies, but the storyline and how it was done, it was unique. So yeah, watch it. It's crazy. It's
So,
incredible.
so
I mean,
it's part of the what ifs then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zombies
Marvel's
are part
new
of the What
Disney
If.
Plus show. So the
Yeah.
zombies is, but now technically, the Marvel Zombies was not a what if. Like back in the day, we had what ifs.
That's
like
why I
one
said it's their
shots.
take on it. Yeah.
Right. So in the what if shows, the recent ones, they're all kind of in the MCU though, from what I tell. And I've already seen some pictures from the most recent episodes, so I know it's MCU based rather than where Marvel Zombies was its own thing. Robert Kirkman wrote that right when he did Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So that
So
was
it's
a
like-
comic. Okay.
Yeah, and that was a comic, and they did it a few times actually, like a Marvel Zombies 1, a 2, and a 3, and the originals of Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness with Ash. So it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, no, and I love that. I like when they go outside like that, because the same thing with the what ifs when we were younger. Like, there was like, what if Hulk killed the Wolverine? Things like that. What if
Yeah.
Spider-Man joined the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, which
Yeah.
he did later in Future Foundation, but you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. Yep.
it's just cool to see that stuff. So I really want to watch it. I just haven't had a chance to get to it yet. Where's it at here? Yes. And then so that's what I was thinking. So I don't know if they're going to do it. So I've gotten this months ago, and I know that's like an unpopular to some people. Like we say, everybody's got different strokes, but I ordered this Mysterio Iron Man. Like as soon as I seen it, like I have to have it, because to me it is like a Marvel Zombies style figure.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a little worried about the hologram stuff on the feet. I don't know if that's, permanently fixed on the figure.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. If it is, I kind of want to take it off. But just looking at that, I was like, okay. I thought about it. I was kind of on the fence. And then the Zombie Deadpool, which is Marvel Zombies branded.
Yeah.
But then
That's the only one, right?
Right, that's branded as Marvel Zombies. But then we got to see the Marvel Zombies What If Captain America.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that got me sold. I was like, okay, so now I know I have at least 3 zombie-esque, figures.
Right.
Because I'm going to do stuff like Shane, how Shane's got this nice mix over there, so I'm going to have my Marvel Zombie, I've got my slabs, graded zombies, and then I want to have the actual hot toys, and just kind of make this cool, just one piece right there.
Yeah.
That
Zombie display.
Yeah, man. Like, I love them, and it's cool because it's going out of the box. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate with zombies, right? Some people just not into it. I get that. That's totally cool. But for me, I mean, I'm wearing a Walking Dead shirt. Like, I like that stuff, right? So it's like,
yeah, I like zombies in the dystopian idea. I just never thought one mixed with the other. I just think it's a little bit out there.
oh, it's 100% out there.
Nothing against it. I feel like it's almost like if somebody decided to do Star Wars zombies. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Well, here's the thing, though. There's actually, within the realm of the Marvel universe, a logical reason as to how this Marvel Zombies happened. I know, just bear with. But You know, so it's pretty cool. And they then, well, I don't want to ruin for anybody if everybody's ever gonna go read the Marvel Zombies, but they're a cool read. They're a fun read.
To each his own, you know. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Some people are just like, pass, you know, which is totally cool. But for me and other fans
now,
of zombies,
the thing is, I want. Okay, so I want the zombie cap. That would probably be, you know, put it if What If decided to go down that zombie, you know, if they try to challenge or take that zombie trend, I would stick to that because honestly, this zombie cap looks really comic accurate, almost. You know what
almost. I mean? He doesn't have the bird.
Doesn't have the but it almost looks comic accurate. It's almost closer to it.
Right.
You know, and you know, specifically getting it because I'm actually getting the Zombie Hunter SpiderMan. I had to because that piece is incredible.
Oh yeah.
And I'm a Spider-Man fan, but you know, that would probably be the only reason why, you know, I would actually get, you know, Cap. But again, like I said, if you've read the thing is in Rod, to be quite honest, like the comic run, they really had some interesting stories, man, and they had some heartbreaking stories in there too, like literally. You know what I mean? So it's you know, it is something to read. What is it? Basically, Night Sisters, Luke goes to death, more boom, zombie Luke. That's crazy.
No, and it is. The stories are, man. They're pretty there, man. They're not quite Marvel Max, like if you ever read the Marvel Max runs, but they are still pretty. There's some brutal stuff that goes on in there, man. Mm-hmm. It is. It's not just like a run of the mill comic book. That's why I can explain it.
I'm happy that you guys that actually go through like the comics are getting this, because I mean I was never one to, you know, read comic books.
Yeah.
So I'm much more towards movies and stuff. So I think it's interesting that you guys get to see some things that you guys, you know.
As a matter of fact,
Anthony,
what you doing on Monday, bro?
What you got Monday? What you got Monday, man?
Because you know we doing comic book discussion with friends. You should jump in, bro.
Consider it done, man.
All right, cool. I'll send you the link Monday night. No doubt.
Dude, yeah, because think about it, and that's cool that Rod says that, because there's this weird dichotomy really between all of us. We converge together because of the interests. Like Lale and I, we're comic book fans. Yeah. Like, so, you know, and I'm sure Shane, you have comics, you read comics.
Yeah.
Come on, Shane's too smooth not to read comics, man. Are you serious? Are you serious? Shane, come on, man.
That's what I mean,
yeah, there you go.
He's like, yeah. That's great, man.
Oh.
There's a reason I don't have a beard, you know.
Yeah, you like being smooth. Oh, I think we're a little rugged over here, man. You know why? It's because we read comics, Rod. That's the difference.
That's why I don't have a beard.
We got toughened up in our youth, man.
Not allowed, I think it's more like a U.S. thing.
Well,
U.S. kids usually go through comics. Yeah,
I guess you know what? That's probably I didn't consider that. I didn't consider that. Because really, like, we grew up reading comics. I mean, one of the first well, I wouldn't say first memories. Okay. One of the first memories of comic books for me, and it's a little anecdotal here, but it was in 1991. My mom would always go shopping on the weekends, right? And I didn't really hang out with a lot of people back then. Just for the aforementioned reasons. So she's like, you want to go shopping or whatever with me, and we'll go get some lunch and I'll take you to the comic book store. Shit, sold, right? I'm going. And it was and it hasn't really changed much, but every Wednesday's new comic book day for those that aren't in the know. Couldn't go on Wednesdays, you know, she worked, so we'd go on the weekends, but it was all about the death of Superman. Yeah. That was it right there for me. It was like 1991, I think. Yeah. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Like Doomsday? Like, you know, I didn't know. I was a kid. Yeah, I was like 9-10 years old, and like, but I'm just like, this is cool. Oh, this is an old Green Lantern thing with Doomsday. Okay. Yep. And then you're like, holy shit, Superman died.
Yep. I was Death in the Family.
See,
Batman.
don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think for you guys, that's something that you guys could, you know, trade among you know, the younger kids. You know, it's.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was a little bit harder than I would go, but still, what I mean is, for example, we used to like watch movies and stuff when we were kids, and then we moved into literally to books.
Mm-hmm.
That's more like a South America thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we did have comics, but think like this: when the comic book at the time, we didn't have internet. Remember, so everything would take like a lifetime. So if the comic book came out in the U.S., let's say in January, we would have it maybe in September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So everything took a lifetime to get there.
Yeah.
You know, so our we used to do different things. So comic was never something that I actually got into. I did got into a little bit in graphic novels when I was like a teenager already. Like, you know, when I traveled to the US and, you know, got a little bit more. But
oh, that's just yeah, because you're the whole culture shock's totally different. Now you're like, wow, this is all here, readily available right now.
Right. Yeah.
For me to consume. Oh, you know, we're in America. I mean, like,
just for this, what are you talking about?
If you think about it, like, you know, collecting comics, like I've been collecting comics since I was, man, I'd probably say since I was like 7, 8 years old. You know, and I still have those issues in mint condition, you know, because I really, really, you know, those things, they meant so much, you know, to me. And we're talking about thousands and thousands of books. I think the oldest book that I have right now is worth, it's worth a lot, and I still don't want to give it up.
Don't let your say no, just no.
Yeah,
you know,
when
you want to talk about worth for just a minute, I'm going to bring it up, Shane. Shane knows. So I'm looking. Okay. So you're looking at Shane's. I'm gonna actually full screen him.
The background.
Where are you at, bro? All right. So you're looking up there. Everything looks pretty good, right? It's just, you know, you got some hot toys, everything. He's got some older stuff.
Give us some boba. There's
something there.
Show us the boba.
You can't even see.
Look at that. It's behind the thing. It's a sin. It's a sin.
Now, you want to explain it real quick, Shane?
Same thing. Yep.
That's a 21 back.
So what's a 21 back?
There's 21 figures on the back of it.
Yep. And that was that Kenner? Is that Kenner?
That's Kenner right there, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, same thing.
And I don't even get it graded because I'm never gonna get rid of it.
Exactly.
So but it's
we couldn't even find that one. We were looking. We were seeing the later ones, even the Revenge of the Jedi.
That's when they had the figures on the back of the actual. That's when they had it like.
Yeah, me too, Master Bill, bro.
Yeah, like that's when they had it in the back, because I actually still have my mint Luke, I have my mint Vader, of course, Obi-Wan, and we're talking about the figures back then and I was explaining this before. Don't think you had a lightsaber handle. The lightsaber came out, you had to slide it up in the arm. You're like, that's just basically the way it was, and I still have them all. I have my vintage Darth Vader case. I have the original Kenner Millennium Falcon. So yeah, like I
got my snow speeder up there. I got an AT-AT right behind my monitor.
Yeah.
You know, hell, I got. We could even go as far as, you know, if anybody remembers this thing right here. It's not Star Wars, but if you remember that.
Yeah, G.I. Joe, bro. You already know.
Yeah. I used to like G.I. Joe.
Yes, sir.
We had G.I. Joe in Brazil. We did have G.I. Joe in Brazil.
Up there, the 77 ones.
That's nuts.
12-inch.
Yes. Yeah.
I admire you guys that actually collect things like for this long, because I only started collecting 2 years ago. So, you know, I don't have.
Well, you've certainly caught up.
No, I did not. No, I did not.
250 hot toys. I mean, that's not a bad run for 2 years.
Yeah.
It's not a bad run. But hey, the grass is always greener, man. Because these guys are fortunate that they have their stuff they've had so long. I ran through a lot of stuff growing up, man. So a lot of stuff I have is it's long since been in a landfill or in somebody else's possession, you know. So it's like, that sucks. I look back on that and I'm like, you know, would have been nice if I still had these. Because I had I had the foresight, man, as a kid. I'm like, I'm holding on to this stuff. It's gonna be, man, and it is.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have any of it. You know,
But
I got a couple
it's
things,
life.
but not much.
It's
Not
life.
much.
You know, it's fine. It's life. It's not healthy to keep going back because if we start thinking like this, I started collecting. I don't know if you guys know Magic the Gathering. I
Yeah,
started
lost all.
collecting Magic the Gathering
Yeah.
in the alpha. In the
I'm
alpha.
with you, bud. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
So I had them all, and I literally said, "Oh, it's nobody wants these, so I just got rid of it."
Yo, I'll tell you a quick story. When my mother had left at the time was my stepfather, and it was literally a, "Hey, grab your stuff, we're taking off." That was the sentence that I heard, and you know what I grabbed? I grabbed my Discman and my starter Bulls jacket.
Discman.
Yeah, and that was it. And I didn't know what the hell at the time was going on, right?
Yeah.
And then we were gone, like never to return, gone. And that's all my stuff, my alphas, my betas. Arabian Nights came
Let's
out.
not think about these. Let's talk about
I know,
healthy.
all gone though. You think about that and you're like,
I don't. I literally don't think about that. Otherwise, I would freak out.
yeah. And that's how it is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
No, yeah, you can't have the regrets, man. You can't.
Yeah,
Nah, you can't have regrets. I mean, because there's reasons for everything, and who knows, whatever you left behind might have blessed somebody else. So that's how I look at it, bro.
exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, the starter jackets, bro. That's how it was, man. I'm telling you. You know, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you're right though. It is. It's interesting that we had comics, you got the movies, but yet we can all kind of come together now. Not so much that we couldn't then, but it's very accessible nowadays for everybody.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, just to remind people to subscribe to OneSixScaleMan 2099, so we can actually
Yeah, you're close, bud.
go over 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a grind, man. Appreciate it, everybody. Definitely subscribe to everyone here. In general, like, you know what I mean. Support the channel, 6 Scale Mafia, 1/6ScaleMan. The beer
Matters.
gang. It always
matters.
mattered. Yeah, definitely. Man.
No, definitely. And it's not just Hot Toys. I mean, that's the cool thing with Hot Toys too, right? Another way that brings people together, because you're not buying Mandalorian Hot Toys if you've never seen The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're Rod's like, it says Star Wars, I'm buying it.
If
But
I'm
like-
buying 2 or 3, what are you talking about?
Right. It's just it's so cool that we can, it's not just talking about figures. Like, we can talk
Hey,
about
Jason.
anything within this world of collecting and pop
Definitely.
culture, and everybody can identify with it. And I appreciate Jason. Yeah, Jason subbed to everybody too, so that's definitely awesome, buddy.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, we're thinking about our future giveaways. I was just looking at the wall.
Yeah, he has so much. I don't know if you've seen his wall.
This wall is
Wow.
Those are still in boxes.
Those are still boxed.
They're all full.
Wow.
So you're going throughout, checking out what you're gonna give away. So
Yeah, who noticed the short trooper sitting there?
which one?
I
I've got two.
surely did.
He's got 2 short troopers there. K2SO, armor, sand trooper. No, that's the TK. That's the Jetta Patrol Rogue One.
Mhm. Yeah.
Death Trooper Specialist Deluxe.
We've got some good things,
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You
No.
got some great
We'll see
pieces
if we
there,
can
bro.
actually.
Randy, stop selling the toys you're gonna sell me. Yeah, well, New Zealand though, man. So over here, the shipping is not.
Oh
Just
man.
the business.
It's no joke, man. It's no joke. Shipping is like $250, something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's not. You guys
Yeah.
are really lucky. You guys don't know how lucky you guys are. Not only that, but the market there in the US it's consistent. So, for example, if you go into Aries website, which I follow him, love his channel on the Cantina, and go through the prices, right? Those prices are US based, right? So it's in US dollar and it's US based. If you go into a different country like Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, the prices are completely different, and even what people are looking for is completely different. So something that's people looking for like crazy, for example, K2SO, right?
Yeah.
It's something that depending on where you are, you can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
You can't sell it. People don't want it.
People, yeah. How crazy is
People
that?
don't want it.
Right.
He can't
So,
give it
for
away.
example, I sold my Leia New Hope for 350 New Zealand dollars, so that's around 280 US dollars.
Wow.
Because I couldn't get more than that.
Wow, that's incredible. That's
But
insane.
you guys are really lucky, you know. So, yeah, we're still we actually are in lockdown only on the top of the country. So the rest is actually released. Now we're at level 2, so we can go anywhere now.
That's incredible.
Anyway, back to you, Anthony. Just
Oh yeah, no, and but like you were saying, it's crazy how the economy is so much different.
Yeah.
Which was what blows me away, because when I've seen all that, and you're like, I just have these, I can't really sell them. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and then shipping is like insane. So you're like, you know, it'd be cheaper to just buy a ticket to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Hey, but load them all up, man.
Yeah.
We're bringing them down, like, because it's crazy. I'm like, dude, that's gone the second it's posted, bro. Here,
Leo, I tried to sell my K2SO for what would be 390 US dollars, and I couldn't sell it.
Wow. And that's I don't think I'd ever part with my K2SO at all.
No,
never.
That's the
Nope,
next one.
right there.
Yeah.
Never.
I still have mine. Mine I wouldn't
No,
sell.
it's just one that you want to sell, and you said you can't even. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, you can't even get rid of it.
So
Fair
all that,
enough, bro.
yeah, that's insane. That's definitely insane.
Which is I found it very funny because I started following Aries on the Cantina. I was literally saying, "Oh, that's very interesting and stuff," and then I started following on my group, which is One Scale New Zealand, on Facebook, and see how much people are selling for, and it's such disparity in prices, like crazy disparity. Sometimes people, like I said, for something that's $900 US on the Cantina,
Yeah.
can't be sold for like 400 US in New Zealand. It's crazy, nuts.
Bro, like, and that, you know what? And I say that because it kind of makes sense, considering the simple fact that, all right, so I lived in Sydney. I was in Sydney, Australia, which is not too far, away from New Zealand, and the cost of living there. But then like the cost of living is always adjusted to what you make within, while you're there itself. But just in I have a friend of mine, Madam Parker, who lives in New Zealand, and just alone, like, she tells me like the prices are like goods and stuff. I'm like, what? Like, but again, I guess they look at it as if the cost of living for that location, for the area. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, it's like a $3,000 studio in New York.
Yeah.
Versus
Is that
like
expensive or cheap?
that is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
That is expensive.
Because for us here in New Zealand, what's really expensive is rental. Okay, rental here nowadays is crazy. I don't know how it goes in the US. I don't remember from when I lived in Los Angeles, but for example, in Brazil, you pay rental monthly. Okay, here is weekly.
Yeah.
So
Same thing. Same thing in Australia. Yep.
Yeah, that's the start.
Yeah.
So when you ask for how much is the rental of a regular 2-bedroom house, I live in the capital in Wellington. Here, a 2-bedroom house rental will be around $550-$600
a week.
Yeah. So that's
insane.
high. That's high, right?
Is. Yeah. That's the way it was in Australia. Like the location, because I lived in Newtown. I had an apartment in Newtown, and that was about $480 a week. You know what I mean? Just living there, but it was adjusted off of the cost of living and what you made there. So it's totally different.
Yeah, of course. You get paid more, and then of course that's actually compensated. Yeah. But it's still it's a big chunk, right?
It is.
It is. It's not easy.
Chunk.
I don't think it's easy for anybody right now.
But
even now,
I was talking to Shane about this. The thing is that the price houses here is so higher than the US that a house here can't be. It's very rarely be sold under like $600,000. That's like minimum. You can buy something less than that. While in the US, you can still buy something with $200,000.
Right.
Yeah, it's getting a little rough there though too. But
So
and then,
just
you know,
imagine how much it would be for figures, man.
I
Like,
know,
straight
right?
up, this is like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, it's you know,
Yep.
Like you said, makes sense sometimes. Yeah.
I'm near
So
a
that's-
university and everything's here is expensive
Yeah.
because they can do it.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, well, students are coming in, so they'll just financial aid it, and then whatever we'll charge whatever, and then we got a ton of people. There's like this exodus going on right now with California. They're like everybody's coming down here, you know, in Phoenix. Like so, everything's just
Yeah, we're getting a lot up here in Idaho
Do
too.
you guys feel that the amount of hot toys coming out also should influence that in some way? Because the thing is, if you have like 4 hot toys coming out a month,
Mhm.
it's different than if you have like 10, 20 coming out a month.
Yeah.
In the way that
Oh,
of an investment that you have if you collect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. True.
yeah,
Definitely true.
yeah. Well, and I think as far as Hot Toys is concerned too, I think it's going to start picking back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had this whole, you know, the whole pandemic and everything, and I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff still in the works, you know, and stuff that we've already seen that's not hard to really bring out. Like, I can't imagine us not seeing the artillery trooper, the
Right.
other story, you know,
I've got a
these
question for Leo.
troopers.
A real question,
Yeah.
Leo. Where the hell is Rex? No, I'm asking everybody because somebody is hiding him. Because come on, what the hell is happening with that?
I
Did
don't
you
know.
buy it? Did you buy it?
My Rex is already paid off.
Yeah,
Oh,
same.
me too.
Same.
Same.
My Rex
you know
is
what, though?
paid off. Waiting.
I could say the same, and I know everybody else can. I've got my end game, but I know everybody's still. I mean, we're
waiting on mine.
What,
September.
the end game cap?
End game cap is still.
Yeah.
I have mine.
I got mine like a couple months back. Yeah. It's. And there are people still waiting on it.
Still waiting,
Wow.
man. Yeah.
You're still waiting on the Shane?
Yep.
Yep.
And my
Shit.
IG-11.
Yeah, and then I don't have my IG-11.
You
either.
still don't have your. I got my IG. So I have my IG. I have my Doorsteel Mando. I have my Beskar Mando. So I have all of those. And I have my second speeder coming. It's on its way.
Sorry, second of what?
The second, I got 2. So I ordered a second Scout Trooper with the speeder, because again I wanted to recreate that scene. So
For the Jedi
Yeah.
or for the Mandalorian? That's I'm sorry.
Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yeah, still no IG.
And still no damn IG. Wow,
But that's
bro.
to be fair, that's more like a sideshow issue than Hot Toys, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I
yeah.
mean, if I want, I can literally go and buy it from like Hong Kong, a Captain America, Endgame.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a thing here right now in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening with them, and they're spending so much money on attacking other companies instead of getting their own shit right. So
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know what?
Randy's saying that your description of Shang-Chi was spot on.
What was that? Oh, yeah. Okay, he loved it,
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it, so
bro. Yo,
I know I deliberately I seen you
listen.
go live and you were like spoiler talk. I was like, nah, I'm out.
Listen,
I'm not here today.
Listen. You have to go see that film, bro. I've seen it. The thing is, so far I've seen it like 3 times. I want
Shit,
to.
really?
I want to. Yeah. It's that good, bro. It's that.
My
good.
premiere here in New Zealand is on Wednesday, so I'll go there.
Oh, Polar Nights, man, on Twitch, bro.
Yeah,
So
sweet
perfect.
Jesus! It's the perfect evolution of beards.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
we haven't reached Shane's level yet.
Oh, I've been there. I mean, I was, well, Shane, I think was down here too, but it's
Yeah, I had
been-
some a long straight one like that.
Yeah. But man, go
that's
see
good.
that movie, bro. If you get a chance, go see it. The thing is, if you go see it, it will make you want the figures even more, because it's
Oh,
It's so
I
tight.
already ordered the figures.
now, without getting into anything, because I don't know who
You
else
made
has
me
seen
order.
it
You
either.
made me order.
Just
What, then?
beyond the story that is, about Shang-Chi, right? You're saying it's setting things up,
oh hell yeah,
okay, in like
Oh,
a very overt way.
oh hell yeah. This I would say this film sets off the next phase in a huge way.
Oh,
This film sets off the next phase in a huge way.
That's what I
Don't think about bypass what happened in Black Widow. This sets off in a huge way. It is. It does. Definitely does.
Because I'm looking forward, and I don't know if they haven't spoken much yet, obviously, but I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four and X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
Fantastic
where
Four?
yeah, Fantastic
Again?
Four. You know,
When are you gonna give up?
Third
I'm not.
time's
I
the charm.
never. I'm not.
Because they did it twice, didn't they?
I'm not going to get up, but I just got this Alex Ross print in yesterday. That's Secret Wars, and I have his Fantastic Four on paid ready, and the classic X-Men with the giant size X-Men mix. So 3 Alex Ross things. So absolutely yes, Fantastic Four is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Especially if you knew the story behind it.
Yeah.
To me, because that was Stan Lee was about ready to quit writing.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife basically was like, "No, if you're gonna go out with something that you want to do." And he did Fantastic Four.
Yep, related around family, and he wanted to do it that particular way. Each individual character, especially the dichotomy between, just the chemistry between he always said that Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm were Reed Richards and Sue was patterned after his relationship with, his wife. You know what I mean? Just basically how that was, and also how he wanted to see the future. You know what I mean? Like he his promise for the actual future. So Stan, like I said, I mean him, Jack Kirby, pretty much everyone involved in these storylines. Don't think that these characters don't have history, and a lot of them are saturated with like really personal stories. From Stan, from Jack, and stuff like that. That's why I had said, look, I put this out almost a year ago. I was like, how I wanted to actually see, a story, a film based on both Jack Kirby and Stan Lee's life.
I'm there.
You know what I mean? I would love to see that. But then, it was like a negative backlash because people was like, oh, we're going to see how, Stan Lee cheated Jack Kirby and it's that. Like, if you don't know the full story behind it, you won't understand. It's you have to watch. You have to know their story, and before you judge, just know the story first, and then you'll be able to kind of decipher for yourself. So, but I would love to see something like that, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my biggest problem with the Fantastic Four is not the idea of the Fantastic Four. It's just the execution of the movies. Because you need to remember, I don't read the comics.
Yeah, I didn't even those movies. Listen, the movies. Okay, what they did with the surfer in the last film, loved it. I'm not going front. I did love it, but at the same time, like I said, I just kind of like I kind of step out of that film. Those films don't count. Hopefully, and I'm so glad that they'll get it right. They'll get it right this time.
I totally agree.
Hey,
I think if they
something
actually
happened with my camera. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we saw that. That's exactly it. If they do. Because like I said, if you don't follow comics, what you have access to is what's done, which is the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've got access to. So when people say something like, oh, the Fantastic Four is awesome, I'm like, you're freaking crazy. Those movies suck.
Yeah.
Right. When that's your only measure of it. Yeah.
It's my own, exactly. I can't say, but if you compare with the story, I can't, because I can only compare with what I actually seen it,
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I have faith that Feige and his camp will get it right. You know what I mean? I have faith that they'll do it justice.
Absolutely.
I have a lot of faith that they'll take their time and give us a solid story. And I like that it's going to take a while. I like that they're kind of building up to it and they're not just putting it out just because they have the IP now. You know what I mean? So just, take your time, give us a really, really solid story. And for God's sake, give us a solid Doom.
Yeah,
Please.
we need the Doom and Reed Richards' actual story rivalry. And Feige said, he's like, hey, we're doing it, but I'm waiting 5 years. I got a 5-year roadmap, and then we're doing it. So it's like cool, because everybody was always like, oh, this is where they're gonna introduce mutants. Didn't work. Oh, this is we're gonna bring in mutants. I'm like, hey, listen, man. He said 5 years.
Take your time.
Give it 5. I think we're like 3.5, 4. So it's coming.
Take your time. And the thing is, they come quick. Like, people don't understand. Like, there's a lot of content coming. The build up to it. So just let it flow. Like, let it flow the way it's supposed to. Don't rush. You've seen what happened with DC. So please don't rush. Don't rush.
True. Let's believe in it then. Just to close up for today, what about Exo 6?
Oh well, there's dude. There's some things in the works over here. Yeah, sorry, my camera. I don't know what's going on with it, but I'm gonna be starting to do some X06 stuff. So if you guys are into any Star Trek, that's gonna be kind of a thing going on here. That's really all I can say right now. But they're great. They're great. They're great. They're great figures. I'm looking forward to everything that's coming, and we'll stay tuned on that.
Okay.
That's really what I.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's close up a little bit earlier today because Anthony, hopefully he'll be able to fix his camera. He's heading to
Dude, it's straight shut
channel.
off and it's on, but it's not. So I don't know what's going on, guys. I apologize. First time I've had that happen.
Thanks again to OneSixScaleMan 2099 to come over.
No problem, man.
Please, people, subscribe to his channel and of course to our channel too. Let's help him out to reach 1,000 subscribers.
Absolutely. Yep,
Definitely, man.
subscribe. Yep.
Definitely. Thank you, man.
See you
Appreciate
guys
that.
soon next visit.
Yeah, and then the links are all in the description. I'm sorry, man. I'm messing with the camera. I'm like totally distracted 'cause it's
No
irritating
problem,
me.
man.
I'll figure it out once we're all done here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're available Friday again. You're more than welcome. You just gotta let me know. We'll work
You
it
have a
out.
standing invitation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. I'll
every
let you
time.
know because I think next Friday me and the fiance are supposed to be going away, but I'll let you know before.
Okay, either way, because we're gonna keep this one's on Fridays, so
Okay.
just that way everybody knows. They can just they can write it down, reminder, whatever. It's like Fridays we'll do it, and then
Definitely.
we'll see from there. And then Monday, I'm down. We're gonna talk some comics.
Definitely. I'll send you a link.
All right, perfect, guys. All right, everybody.
Bye,
Till
people.
next time.
Hi, everybody.
All righty, everybody have a great weekend.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace, man.
All right, everybody.
What's up, Rod?